Alright, boys and girls, this is homework. We are basically going to be using everything that we've learned, basically identifying congruent sides and angles, and then knowing the four postulates to be able to prove, do actual two triangle congruence proofs, okay? So it's very easy. Keep in mind, statements is everything that's given to you, and the reason is basically like, yo, how do you know that to be true? Okay, so first thing that they tell us is that CD, right? CD right here is congruent to CA, okay, and then DE and DE, right, is congruent to AE, okay? So let's actually put that down. That's part of the proofs, right? So the first piece is CD is congruent to CA, and then DE is congruent to AE, okay? So that's statement number one. And then, how do you know this to be true? Well, the answer is that it's just given, right? That's the first piece of this, okay? So the next piece that we have to do is you gotta figure out, okay, what is also given. First off, you're trying to prove the blue triangle is congruent to this, right? So think about all the different proofs that we have, right? We have side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, side, and finally angle, angle, angle. Angle, angle, side, right? So you have these four major proofs, and which one's the most conducive? Which one is it that we can actually come up with an answer to because it's staring at us right there in the face, right? And the answer is, ready? CE. Something to do with CE, right? What is it? You guys gotta figure it out, right? What is it that CE is? Well, no. Should I tell it to you? Yes, I should tell it to you. CE is equal to CE. Bruh, it's right there, right? It's right there in the face. That is equal to that. What you have to do is actually put down why is it. How do you know that to be true, right? What's the name of it called? It starts with an R. Okay, now next piece. We have, now that you have all three pieces proven, right? We can say that for sure DCE is congruent to triangle ACE. ACE. And it's like, how do you know that? Well, it's because of one of these four postulates, right? And that's all you put down. You put down the three letters, and then bam, that's what you get, okay? So that's that. Next piece. This is a little bit more complicated, but it's the same deal, right? Bruh. Here it is. First, we are given that CB is parallel to FG, okay, and then CM is congruent to FM. So we have one side already, okay? So let's put this down. First piece, CB is parallel to FG, okay, so that's given. And then also CM is congruent to FM, okay? So how do you know that? Because it's given, right? That's easy. That's super duper easy. But we have one side. What else do we know? Well, it's interesting because if you look right smack in the center of this, both of these triangles have something that's going to stick out, right? And it is basically that angle CMB is going to be congruent to angle FMG. And why is that? You guys have to really know the reason why to be able to name it, right? And so make sure you understand why it is. And so now we have side and we have an angle, right? And what's the next piece? What's the next thing that we can use? Well, think carefully here. Why did they give us this information that CB is parallel to FG? Well, the next piece up is that we also know about certain other angles, right? Because we know this and this are parallel lines, we could also say that BCM, right? Angle BCM is going to be parallel to angle MFG. MFG, okay? I hope you guys can see it because now we have this and we have this, right? And so because we have this and this, and the reason why we know this to be true, right, is because, how do you know? Because parallel lines, right? Parallel lines create special angles, and so therefore parallel lines prove that BCM is congruent to this. But then, once you have this, look at this carefully. What is it that we have of these four things, right? And so your last statement has to say that triangle GFM is congruent to triangle BCM. And the reason why? Well, you have to put the reason why. It's one of the four major postulates that prove two triangles to be congruent.